It is a roundup of the games that went down in the Champions League. We had games on Tuesday, Wednesday, and surprisingly on Thursday. Did you expect to see a Champions League game go down on Thursday? Well, I didn't expect that one, but hey, we had one. Every day, welcome to Football Analysis with me, your host, Omolabake, coming to you live from the studios of CTV, your favorite streaming channel. You know how we do it. Everything happening in the world of football is what we're going to be talking about, well, particularly in the world of the Champions League, the UCL games. I'm not doing this alone. With me, I've got Chisom Okpala, aka MC Biscuit. Welcome to the show, Chisom.
Bright school day, and we're here again talking about sports, and I'm really looking forward to this.
Absolutely. TGIF, what are your plans for the weekend?
Well, plans for the weekend: eat, sleep, eat, sleep, eat, and sleep.
Wow, very eventful weekend you've got going on there. I wish you all the best in that one. All right, then let's take it from the top. But before we do that, you guys can be a part of the show as well. All right, you talk, we listen. Absolutely, that's a conversation usually is. So make sure you get through to us on our Facebook page, Instagram, and Twitter. We're at CTV Live, and on YouTube and TikTok, it's CTV Live 1. So make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. All right, the WhatsApp number to send in your reactions to 09015601 908. All right. 09015601 908 is the number for you to send in your thoughts via WhatsApp. All right, then, Chisom, let's take it from the beginning now. Let's take it from the top. The first game of the UCL week, we had RB Leipzig taking on Manchester City, and surprisingly coming out the victor. 2 goals to 1, it ended in favor of RB Leipzig.
Well, that game was, to me, I feel if Man City had something to play for, they would have put more bone in it, but they had nothing to play for, so it was just one of those games. In fact, that group was decided already.
Yeah, I mean City already. We know that they were going to go finish that group as the league leaders, as the group leaders. So it's no surprise at all. But hey, Pep Guardiola used all of his firepower. Basically, I don't think there was any small boy, so to speak, in that game. It's still the same old City. Really, City's first team, their second side. It's always just as strong as the first. So no surprises there. But hey,
Yeah. Well, it was expected. It was normal. So.
expected and normal. Well, hey, our City did not go with a 100% record in that particular group, but they did win that particular group. So, Group A, City in as the winners, and Paris Saint Germain in second place. So let's now go on to PSG now, shall we? It was the Messi and Mbappe show over Club Brugge. 4 goals to 1, it ended in favor of the Parisians.
They had to win by all means. You don't want to have someone being crowned an undeserved, in quote, undeserved Workman of the Year and not do something magical in the Champions League. So it was quite expected for me for PSG winning that game. By 4 goals, I was even more surprised because they've not been scoring goals as much this season.
Well, through that one, but hey, they did score this time around. Kylian Mbappe and Lionel Messi. And let's talk about that strike really quickly. We had 4 goals for PSG, and two of it world class. Like it was class in and out of itself. From there was a Kylian Mbappe strike that was just so good. It was just so good, as well as Lionel Messi's goal, the not the penalty now. I mean, such beauty. Such it was good. It was good to see.
Well, the team has all the firepower, the squad, the names, and to me they've been underperforming this season. And I will not praise them for one game and just overlook all the nonsense they've been playing so far.
Okay, well, we've got to give them credit though. They did well. So, well, anyway, Group A has already been sorted. So, Paris Saint Germain finishing in second place, and Manchester City finishing in first place. 12 points, Manchester City have got to their name, and PSG did have 11 points to theirs. And let's talk about the Ajax game. But before we do that, though, Chisom, I'm having a blowback. I don't know. Is there a device somewhere playing? I can hear myself again. Charlie? Ooh, network. What's going on? All right, then I was talking about the Ajax game taking on Sporting. Really was the Ajax show, but Sporting as well did show a bit of fight, but it was too little, too late. We had Ajax doing the business in that particular one, 4 goals to 2. Uh, uh, Eric Ten Hag's side did win, and they've done an 100% record right now in the Champions League. They finished their group on an eye, 6 points, 6 games played out of 6, so 18 points in the back for Ajax right there. And it's the Sebastian Aller show. Really, this Champions League. It seems the man is on fire. He cannot stop scoring. So, guys, let me know. I mean, looking at the top scorers right now in the Champions League, you've got Lewandowski. No, Sebastian Haller right now leading the pack with 10 goals to his name, and Robert Lewandowski in second place with 9 goals scored. Christopher Nkunku of RB Leipzig, Mo Salah both tied on 7 goals to their name, and we have Adama Traore of Sheriff Tiraspol with 6 goals, and Cristiano Ronaldo with 6 goals. So, guys, let me know your thoughts on the standings of the Ajax goal scorer right now in the Champions League. What do you think? Do you think that some player somewhere somehow could overrun or outshine the current holders or leaders right now? Sebastian Haller, Lewandowski, and Mo Salah and Christopher Nkunku. For Christopher Nkunku, though, RB Leipzig they are going to enjoy their voyage into the Europa League. So it's a question of the 3 guys remaining now: Mo Salah, Lewandowski, and Sebastian Haller. All right, then. So coming to you now, Chisom, your thoughts on? I don't think anybody was surprised though that Ajax did win their game, 4 goals to 2. It was a question of how many goals would they score, really. Charlie? Oof, I don't know what's going on right there with the network, but let me see if I can reconnect with you some really quickly there. But we're talking about the Ajax game taking on Sporting, and 4 goals to 2 it ended in favor of Ajax Amsterdam. So it's a question of Eric Ten Hag's side. They seem so solid. Right now, but of course they did concede goals. Sporting did try to pull one back. They did pull 2 goals back, but it was too little, too late. It ended in favor of Ajax. So big ups to them right there. I mean, the Netherlands side, really, really fantastic right there. I mean, you've got one of their players in such phenomenal goal scoring form. You remember David Neres from their last voyage or foray into the Champions League, and when they got to the semi-final of the competition, like they did really well from Neres. Even though the bulk of that side has actually left and gone to other teams, but they seem to be having some newbies who actually they do know their football really well right there. So 4 goals to 2 ended in favor of Ajax. For the goal scorers for Ajax, right, let me give you that one: Sebastian Haller, Anthony, David Neres, and Steven Bergers were the goal scorers for the Eric Ten Hag side. And for Sporting, you had Nuno Santos score a beauty of a goal. Bruno Tabata as well, another beauty of a goal. So, but it was too little, too late for Sporting. So, nothing happened in that particular one. But hey, Ajax finishing that particular group, sure, most definitely sure as the group winners. 18 points they've got to their name. Let's now move on to that game. Hello, Chisom, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right then. Oh, fantastic. So I was talking about the Ajax game. Were you surprised? Really, I don't think I was surprised though. Were you surprised that Ajax did win on the day?
I wasn't surprised. They are in a very good form, and I thought they would do okay. They have won the group and just fueled a very weakened side, but they didn't do that. They take every game like it's a final, and I like that.
Big ups to them. So let's now talk about their other counterpart right now in that same group. You had okay. Let's talk about the Porto Atletico Madrid game really quickly. That game came with so much fire, so much energy, and more than enough red cards to go around. FC Porto 1, Atletico Madrid 3. It ended on the night with Atletico Madrid progressing in second place behind Liverpool in the supposed group of death.
In that group, it was well expected in that game, Atletico versus Otto, because both of them had the whoever wins qualifies.
Yeah, winner takes all.
So it was well expected. In fact, yeah, winner takes all, and well, Atletico has to be they have to bring their A game to the fray, and I think I love that very well, and I want to see Suarez playing in the Europa. No, it's not fun. At least there should be a difference between Barcelona and Atletico de Madrid. Well, let's not go anyway.
Some shots fired there from Chisom, but hey, if you guys are coming for anybody, come for Chisom, not me. But hey, Atletico Madrid booking their spots in the round of 16 of the UCL, and FC Porto will have to find their way to the Europa League this time around. So we wish them all the best in their journey. Let's now move on to that game, another fiercely contested game. I mean, Real Madrid already qualified in that particular game. We already knew that Madrid were going to finish as group winners of Group D, but Inter Milan did come with some energy, but it was not to be for them. 2 goals to nil, it ended in favor of Carlo Ancelotti's men.
So that game was battle itself, and when you talk about form, this was a game of form against form. Real Madrid's form right now, I think they've gone 9 games unbeaten. In fact, 9 games of no draws, 9 games of straight wins, and Inter Milan was not going to be any exception to the slaughter.
Yeah, that particular.
Real Madrid right now flying really, really high.
So right now, let's talk about the goals really quickly, shall we?
We need to give them that accolade.
Those goals, the 2 goals, they were both drew worthy. They were stunners, beauty. From that Toni Kroos's shot to Marco Asensio's amazing curler. I did not see that goal going in. I actually thought it was going outside. I thought it was going over the bar. But I just looked and boom, in the net. Can you beat that goal?
Well, that's why they call it the Champions League. That's why they call it the Champions League. In fact, when you look at the logo, you see the stars. It has always produced games with magnificent goals, and that was not an exception. It's just one of those days you just be like, oh, wow, what a strike.
That
reminded me
wow.
of, it reminded me of that strike of Zinedine Zidane that he used in scoring that Champions League winner, and well, just one of those days.
Just one of those days. Another day in the office for Real Madrid. I mean, we'll see how far they're going to progress in this particular UCL. They're perennial winners for a reason, and they show that quality over Inter Milan on the night. Let's now move on to that game. Another fiercely contested, was it? Yeah, it was actually. AC Milan came with some energy, some fight, but it was not to be for them at the San Siro. AC Milan won, Liverpool 2. It ended in favor of the Reds, with the Reds becoming the first English side to go on a 100% run in the group stages of the UCL.
Oh, well, it's AC Milan. I will actually put this. I never expected they would qualify from the group anyway. Then I think it was 7 seasons out of Champions League.
Yeah, they were out for a long time.
Came back.
Yes.
So it was more like coming back to a strange land. Yeah, so it's just that kind of situation where he just comes into Lagos and gets to the island for the first time. The top buildings, wow, that's how it was like for me in this land. Though I think next season they must actually give a run for the money for any team that faces them.
But this time around, it seems as though the Serie A is maybe more of a priority right now, because they seem to be doing quite well on the home front. In the Serie A, they are the league leaders right now as it stands, before we go into the next round of games. But in the Champions League, they seem to be struggling to find their footing a bit. But I think Stefano Pioli side will be looking to maybe just take it and keep it moving, basically. They are going home, basically, and they'll be facing the Serie A squarely. I think that's going to be the plan. So let's move on to that game between Dortmund and Besiktas. That particular game, right, it's quite interesting to say the very least. Hello, Chisom, are you there? All right, then. So the Dortmund game taking on Besiktas, it was quite an interesting game for me because I mean Dortmund thrashed Besiktas 5 goals to nil, but still did not qualify for the round of 16. Interesting, I must say, because you had okay, fine, they were without Ellen Allen for quite a bit of time, and during that period of time, they secured their spots in the Europa League. Even though the 5-0, it was quite an emphatic result, but it still did not change the fact that they were going to be going to host and just enjoy the scenery the Europa League has to offer.
For me, I would say the biggest winners of this round of games was UEFA. UEFA are the biggest winners. Now look at the Europa League. Look at the team.
Well, the network seems to be breaking there. I seem to be losing you a bit. I don't know what's going on. Hello, can you hear me now?
Champions League quality. And look at the
Woo, woo. Network is just as it's just so bad right now. I don't know what's going on. I will see if I can reconnect with you soon. But talking about the Dortmund Besiktas game, it's quite interesting that Dortmund finished third in that particular group, Group C. They were tied on points with Sporting. So if Ajax had just done them a favor, perhaps of beating Sporting more than they already did, perhaps score more goals. Okay, Sporting did pull some goals back because what changed the complexion of the game really? Because if Sporting had perhaps considered 4 straight without returning any, then Dortmund will actually have a shot. Yeah, and actually progressing in the competition. But hey, big ups to Sporting. I think they did a business by amassing the goals they did when they eventually did. I mean, they scored 14 goals and they considered 12. So some basket situation happening there. And for Dortmund, they considered more than they scored. Well, that was their undoing. They scored 10 goals in total in that group and they considered 11. That was the undoing for them. Besiktas were the basket, were the whipping boys of the group. You considered a whole. Can you beat that? 19 goals they considered and they scored 3. So they did not win any and they lost. They were the whipping boys really. Ajax picked 6 points, Sporting 6 points, Dortmund 6 points. So big ups to Sporting. Sporting were the winners, I would say, of Group C because it's quite amazing to see the fact that you're tied on points with Dortmund, and the problem or the decider was the fact that Dortmund did not score as much goal. So like Chisom, are you there? Hello?
I'm here, I can hear you.
All right then. So talking about the Group C, right? What's tickling for me, what's interesting for me is the fact that Sporting Lisbon and Dortmund are tied on points. 9 points both teams have got, but Sporting will qualify or have qualified actually to the round of 16 because of by virtue of goal difference. So you had Sporting Lisbon scoring 14 goals and conceding 12. Then they have a balance of 2 goals to their name, and for Dortmund they've got 10 goals and conceded 11. So a difference of -1 was basically the difference that decided who was going through and who was staying back.
Well, if you ask me, you would actually see as in big time they missed Haaland. They missed Haaland big time for his goals, and that is what actually pushed them out of the UCL. Well, next season maybe they will get someone who is going to play backup, a quality backup for Haaland.
Well, hey, Makarov's side will have to go and enjoy the scenery that the Europa League has to offer, basically, and keep it moving. I think that's the plan. And let's now move on to other games. Let's talk about that. A surprising result, I think, for most people would be the Zenit holding Chelsea to a 3-all draw. 3-3 it ended in favor of Zenit St. Petersburg and Chelsea Football Club, the current holders of the Champions League title. Did you actually see? Well, I did not see it coming. I thought it was a straight win for Chelsea. Well, I think I actually did a disservice to Zenit because Chelsea were only able to beat Zenit with a lone goal. So it ended 1-0 the first leg, and it was fiercely contested. Zenit were quite tight at the back, but they lost the plot for a bit. Was our Chelsea actually scored that lone goal that made a difference. So I expected a similar kind of game, but it was how many goals can you score kind of situation. Did you actually see Zenit holding Chelsea to a draw?
I didn't see that coming at all. I didn't see that coming. But well, football is usually unpredictable sometimes, and Zenit are no pushovers. To be frank, English usually find it very tough going to Russia. So well, I think that is just what we saw.
But now let's talk about that game. Credit to Zenit. Like I already said, I already apologize for doing them a disservice because I did not think you were going to be able to match Chelsea for might and all of that. But let's talk about how I don't know the word to use, but Chelsea's defense just felt like a pack of cards. That's something Thomas Tuchel has got to look at and tell his boys something has to give. But I mean, I was quite shocked. Big ups to Zenit for taking the advantage of the kind of spaces Chelsea left at the back. They used it and they used it really well. But for Thomas Tuchel's side, this season we've seen them keep it really, really tight at the back. This is the first time this season. Okay, the second time. Okay, 3 goals to West Ham. The second time this season they were conceding up to 3 goals in a game. Is that not something to worry about for Thomas Tuchel's side?
You know, one thing I have noticed this season, any game Kante doesn't play,
A
there's
problem.
usually a sign on the pitch. Yeah, there's usually you always see it happen. And he was not in the team, so we saw that midfield just be like just turn to some kind of express route for attack to just pass through.
Oof, the network. I'm struggling to hear what Chisom is saying, but let's look at the lineup. We talked about the fact that N'Golo Kante was not available for Chelsea, and let's look at the players who actually showed up for Thomas Tuchel. We had Sa at the back, Christensen and Aspilicueta making up a three-man back line, and in the middle of the pack you had Saul, Ross Barkley, Rhys James, and Kalamotino Doi in the middle, and up front you had Mason Mount, Timo Werner, and Romelu Lukaku making up the 11 man. I did not mention the goalkeeper. Okay, it was Kepa Arrizabalaga that was in goal for Chelsea. Now let's talk about the quality. They've got quality for days. The players on the pitch should be able to do the job. Credit to N'Golo Kante because he's actually a key part of Chelsea's setup. But the fact that N'Golo Kante is not out of the team, or is it the fact that okay, N'Golo Kante isn't there, and you also did not have Kovacic as well? Was that really? I think if Kovacic had perhaps featured in that game, it just might have made a bit of difference. Just to be able to show that make that difference, so to speak, for Chelsea.
Yeah. Well, that Chelsea team, that's the difference between Chelsea and Liverpool. Liverpool have been they try to be consistent with their lineup, which makes the team tick. But at the same time, once in a while, you should try to rotate, which is the reason why I see Pep Guardiola doing something very special. Whenever he changes his team, they keep playing the same way. You won't even notice anybody got off. And Chelsea right now, if you remove one person, you will notice someone got out. And that is what they are suffering right now. Well, I think with time, it's either they solve the problem or the problem gets worse.
Well, that's what's going to be. But hey, Juventus actually finished that particular group as the winners. So big ups to Juve because they were tied on points. Both Chelsea and Juventus were tied on points going into the last game of the group stages of the UCL this particular season. And Juventus actually finished in 15 with 15 points. Their name. They actually won that game between themselves and Malmo. So Juve seem to put their woes behind them in the UCL, in the Serie A, and now go on to the UCL. So it's quite interesting the kind of form different teams are bringing in. At home in the league, they just might be struggling a little bit, but on the European stage, on the Champions League stage, the League of Champions, they seem to bring what champions are made of. I think that's what Juventus did in this particular one. 1 goal to nil, it ended in favor of the old lady, and I think big ups to them really.
Juventus, I expected them to top that group. I remember when I said something like that back then, that Juve is going to top that group, and they disappoint me thanks to Zenit anyway.
Thanks to
Well,
Zenit.
it's football, and yeah, thanks to Zenit because I thought they've already lost that top spot, but I wanted that to be top. So Chelsea can get into the round of 16 as second fiddle, and they will face one of the top guns. And right now, the top guns they have to face are really, really top guns, not just mine, because they have. Well, let me not go into much details until the draws are being done. I
Yeah.
expect them to face someone really tough.
Well, because to Juventus, 15 points. They finished in first place in Group 8. So big ups to them, and Chelsea in second place with 13 points to their name. Zenit will be heading to the Europa League. So and for FC Malmo, so FF Malmo, beg your pardon, will be finding their way back home. Let's now move on to another game that was quite interesting for a lot of people, considering that the first leg actually ended in favor of Young Boys. And not many people saw that one happening. I did not think that Young Boys were actually going to beat Manchester United in that first one. So going into the second game, we expected some fireworks. And Young Boys are not so young after all, because they actually held Manchester United to a draw, a 1-1 draw. It ended in favor of nobody. Actually, both sides settling for a point apiece. Did you actually see Young Boys causing United so much trouble in this particular game when the draws were made? Perhaps did you expect the Young Boys were going to pick up a whooping 4 points off of Manchester United?
Well, if Manchester United really needed that game, they will go for the win. But look at the lineup. Then look at that's so. For Ronaldo not to play means they did not need the game. They have already qualified, so they just have to, well, let's just complete the rituals. And Young Boys just, well, let's have fun. We have nothing to lose here anyway. So that was the kind of game they played.
Well, I mean, big ups to Mason Greenwood, the goal scorer for Manchester United. He hasn't started for Manchester United. This is that was his first start since November, some early November there, and then getting into the side. So I mean, he did well for himself, even though the other side, the other members of the team did not. It didn't click so well. I think I don't know what Ralph Ragnick was trying to achieve though, but like you said, since the side already progressed, they were just let's just play the game basically. I think that's how that particular game did go. But big ups to Young Boys for picking 4 points in total. They picked off of Manchester United, and I mean, I think United will have to face and just see what happens next, so to speak. That one. And let's talk about the other game. I'll be skipping another game right now. The other game in that particular group, Villarreal and Atalanta. That game, whew, it was quite interesting to say the very least. I mean, we knew that particular game was going to end in a case of winner takes all. Atalanta were at home to Villarreal, and we expected some like a lot of energy in that particular game. 2-3, it ended in favor of Unai Emery's side. So Villarreal taking that one and booking their spots in the round of 16 of the Champions League. That was actually the Thursday fixture I was talking about. So did you actually expect the game to end the way it did? I mean, if I go thriller, I mean, what could be better than that?
Firstly, I never ever saw Villarreal going 3 goals up to start with. And I did not expect that Atlanta will lose that game. I expected worse that would come is a draw. And Villarreal, who has not been scoring,
just found a way to score 3. So, I mean, it was quite interesting to say the very least. The fact that Villarreal actually went 3 goals ahead in that particular game, I mean, it was interesting and surprising for me. I think Villarreal have had problems in front of goal. They create chances, but to bury the ball at the back of the net is the major issue, I think, for Unai Emery's side. But I think they put that problem behind them. Even though a major problem that's been plaguing them all season, conceding goals. They just, when you expect them to keep it tight at the back, they just fall like a pack of cards.
Yeah, that's the issue I have with Villarreal. But I never expected it for Atlanta. Though Atlanta have a open basket at the back, but they know how to score goals. That game ending 5 goals was wow. Well, that is what Champions League means for you anyway.
And let's talk about the fact that the way Gianpiero Gasperini set out with his sides. We know that the Atlanta know how to score goals. Scoring goals is not the problem. Keeping it tight at the back has been their issue so far. But then, with the kind of fiery attack line he has, his side, they are proper goal scorers. And just, I don't know, giving Villarreal so much space, so much time, so much room on the ball. And, Emery actually showed, it was, like, I think, a tactical masterclass, really. Maybe if the game had gone on longer, something might have given, a change might have occurred, and then Atalanta could have taken it. But I don't know how Gasperini is going to be feeling, considering the kind of, he knows that his side, it was his game side to lose, so to speak. Quite a number of people expected that Atalanta should take that one, but hey, big ups to Villarreal, finishing in second place with 10 points from 6 games played. So Manchester United and Villarreal are who we're going to be seeing from Group F in the round of 16 of the Champions League, and Atalanta will find a way to the Europa League. I think they'll go and tantalize them with some goals right there.
I don't see Villarreal going beyond the round of 16. They are full stop.
They just might surprise you.
I don't see them performing any miracles there. If you look at those that took first in their groups, and you look at Villarreal, you just tell them go and qualify for the next Champions League. There's no stress about it.
All right, then. So while Chisom does not think Villarreal will be going past the round of 16, I hope they're going to be shocking us. I want shocks, I want surprises, but I don't know which side Villarreal is going to be able to beat. But hey, it's football, anything sure can happen. Let's now move on to another game that my eyes were so much on. I expected so much from that game. Goals, actually. Yes, that was what I was looking for in that game. It was a question of how many goals. That game between Bayern Munich and Barcelona. I wondered, I did not know who the goal scorers were going to be, but I knew that there were going to be goals in that game. And Barca went into that game with having to, they needed to win, like they absolutely needed to win to progress to the next round of the Champions League. They had to win without waiting for the results in the Dynamo Kiev Benfica game. They had to take their own future or destiny in their hands, as it were. But Bayern said no, they did not agree. So Bayern Munich with 6 out of 6, 18 points in the bag they've got. So Bayern 3, Barcelona 0. And Chisom, were you surprised? I don't think I was surprised, though. I wasn't surprised. Hello? Okay, then, so talking about the Bayern game, Thomas Muller getting his goal there. Leroy Sané, what a goal. it was a goal and a half. It was a way UEFA could have done 3.5 goals for Bayern Munich. I think that was what it should have been. It was, I mean, and the young lad, the youngster for Bayern Munich also getting on the score sheet. Jamal Musiala getting his own bit of the action there. And for Xavi's side now, I mean, things are not going so great for them in the La Liga front, and now they've got to find their way to the Europa League. Not surprising for me, anyway. Were you surprised, Chisom?
Well, I was not in any form, any atom of it. Like I was saying before, that Barcelona could be favorites for the Europa League, but right now they're not even favorites for my street ball. That's how I actually see it. So right now, whoever they're going to face over, it's going to trash them again. So it's, well, welcome to real life. That's Barcelona right now.
It's some real life action. I'm not sure they expected the way. I mean, the Spanish giant for a reason. Perennial winners of this competition, and here, well, Europa League is also quite an interesting game to watch. So Barca fans will have to keep it moving, and I don't know, maybe the next, make sure just try their best to qualify for the Champions League next season. I think that's going to be the plan.
Hopefully, they can qualify for next Champions League, but there's a huge but. I still look at them as favorites for the Europa next season.
Wow, some tough one there. I hope Barca will be able to turn it around. I mean, we want them to come back to that level we expect them to be. The notable absence of a particular goal scorer was it for me. That was the highlight for the game, because I already said I expect 2 goals in that one. Was the absence of Robert Lewandowski getting on the score sheet, but he did have an assist in that game. But I'm sure he was not excited about the fact that he didn't get on the score sheet himself.
Well, he won't be happy not scoring against Barcelona because he really wanted to. He wanted to. But well, everything went to plan, and they won
Yeah, he did. He did go to
on
plan.
a
So
different
big ups to
record.
Bayern Munich.
You know, if, if, if he had, yeah, if he had to tell the UEFA the game again,
And it's quite interesting. I mean, we've got to give credit to Benfica right there because I know many people, when the draws were made, I did not see, I was not sure actually that Benfica were going to progress ahead of Barcelona. And they did that one. They actually beat Barca 3 goals to 0 in the first leg of that particular one and doing the business over Dynamo Kiev. So they actually took their own future and in their own hands, won their game. So we're not bothered about what was going to happen in the Bayern Munich Barcelona game. So we have a group of 16 people already known. We have Manchester City, Paris Saint-Germain. Were there any surprises for you? Maybe one or two here and there. You had Manchester City, Bayern, beg your pardon, Manchester City, Paris Saint-Germain. You had Paris Saint-Germain again. Oh no, Real Madrid, Inter Milan, there, Liverpool, and Atletico Madrid getting themselves and booking their spots. Doing the business in that one, and Bayern Munich, Benfica, that one, Ajax, Sporting, which other person did I miss? Did I miss someone? Did I miss someone there? Chelsea, Juventus, all right, there's that one, and Lille, RB Salzburg, also. So I mean, the big boys already know themselves and all of that stuff. So it's a league of champions, and the champions are already emerging, basically. Hello, can you hear me?
yeah, it's the boys have been left one. Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
All right then.
The boys are the children are sent back home. Why the men? Yeah, why the men are remaining?
Exactly, while the men are remaining. So as it is, I mean, before we got to this point in the Champions League, you did mention the Bayern Munich are your favorite to win the trophy this season. Does that still stand for you?
Yeah, Bayern Munich. Yeah, they're my favorite. But Real Madrid is entering into the fold, and I can't even separate the two of them right now.
So you've got Bayern Munich, you've got Real Madrid. Is there any other person perhaps slipping in there for you? Do you think any of that side just might, I don't know, do it? Okay, let me tell. Okay, we have the boys who did the 6 out of 6. Bayern, Ajax, Liverpool. Yes, those teams doing 6 out of 6. They did not drop points to anybody, did not dash anybody any kind of points. So those 3 people, they also make it into the fold for you. So Bayern and Real Madrid, you mentioned. Does Liverpool or Ajax get a shout out as well?
I will love Liverpool and Ajax to get to the semi-finals and crash out. Then why we have the finals with Real Madrid and Bayern.
All right, there. Just already picking his finalists. There he says Bayern Munich and Real Madrid, and then Liverpool and Ajax getting out or getting knocked out of the semis of the UCL. I mean, time will tell. Let's see what the sides have got to offer. And we're waiting for the draws to see who is playing who is playing what, and let's see. I mean, it's going to be quite interesting because it's champions everywhere you turn. I don't think there's any small boys, so to speak. Maybe some unexpected people like Benfica, but credit to them. They got there by working for it. Or people, or teams like, yeah, Benfica, I think, were the only surprise person in this particular one for me. But hey, guys, I mean, that's been it, the round of the UCL. And we'll be catching you when the draws are made and we analyze and talk about who we think is going to do what and all of that stuff. It's always a pleasure doing this with you, so thank you so much for coming through.
Yeah, thanks for having me on your show, and it's always good doing this, and I hope for more of this anyway.
All right, then. I mean, Chisom, I think I was out calling Chisom the Oracle because in the last game, he got about how many correctly. He gave a couple of calls, and those games actually went the way he actually said it was going to. So we'll call it Chisom, aka Biscuit, aka Oracle. Or should I call you Oracle Chisom or Oracle Biscuit? What should I call you? Pick your nickname for yourself now. The network is messing up there, but guys, make sure you let us.
I usually go with the okay. Yeah. It's good with the oracle.
Oh, Oracle. Fantastic. All right, let's do that one. All right, guys, make sure you follow us on all of our handles, all right? Keep it, be a part of the family. Drop your comments, your thoughts, your reactions on the games that have gone down so far in the UCL. Let's keep the conversation going, all right? Hashtag Football Analysis on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We are there at CTV Live, and on TikTok and YouTube, it is CTV Live 1. But make sure, guys, you subscribe to our YouTube channel, please. All right, make sure you drop it. We've got amazing content just for your viewing pleasure. Till I come your way again, I remain your own girl, Omolabake, and I'm saying make sure you stay safe, stay well, and stay blessed. Bye for now.